Stop forcing it. You're failing to see the truth. The harder you push, the further away you drift from what you want most. Why? Because you're paddling upstream. Let's flip the script. Yo, yo, what's going on, family? Welcome back to yet another present moment. Good morning to all you brilliant, blessed, beautiful, abundant beings. And welcome back to Ace Anderson Live, where we connect every single Monday morning to provide you with weekly inspirational and entrepreneurial tips and tricks to help you ace your life. Now, congratulate yourself to making it to yet another beautiful dawn with me, your dedicated guide on this journey of self-discovery and growth. If you don't know by now, I am an actor, a rapper, a filmmaker, a poet, the ace of all trades, the modern Renaissance man, Ace Anderson, and I am so happy to be here with you all for another blessed week. Now, as we embrace this first light together, I want to extend a special shout out to all you early morning risers joining in. Your dedication to starting the week with intention and positivity is what makes the A team extraordinary. So I want you to grab your favorite morning brew. Y'all know I like to drink alkaline water, and let us explore, illuminate, and inspire ourselves to be better with mindful conversation. Now, today's topic is all about resistance, that invisible force that keeps you from flowing towards your dreams. We will explore why resistance happens, how it's rooted in fear, and most importantly, how to let go and let God guide you to the life that you desire. Now, if you ever felt stuck, frustrated, or like the harder you work, the less you achieve, then this episode is for you. So, as we embark on this week's adventure, let us remember to align our hearts with the fruit of the Spirit, that is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Let us trust these divine 9 principles to guide us on the path to living a life that truly resonates deeply with our most authentic desires. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, about a few years ago, I felt like I was grinding so hard to land acting gigs and music gigs and any type of gig. I was just trying so hard to get work. You know, I'd send hundreds of emails, I'd rehearse obsessively, and even show up unannounced to casting calls, but nothing really was clicking. Then one day I just gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm not in a defeatist way, but in a just like, let me just live my life and just see how things flow. And I ended up booking way more gigs without even lifting a finger, right? And it happened within weeks. And that's really what I want to share with you, the magic of letting go. So, resistance. Okay, let's talk about resistance. Resistance is like rowing against the current. It's exhausting and ineffective. And I've been experiencing, it's been more keen to me as of late that I I do a lot of resisting, right? And I'm sort of moving in a direction that is going against the flow, because we always talk about, oh, go with the flow, go with the flow. You hear that often. At least I hear that often. But it's not really clear. Like sometimes it's like I am going with the flow, but you're doing a lot of paddling. Like I'm doing a lot of like trying to go with the flow, but it's not really working. And so I wanted to I started to really get keen on like what does that mean to explore, to like go with the flow and to move in a direction that goes towards your dreams. Like go with the flow, right? What does that mean? And it's really about the path of least resistance, right? It's really not resisting what's happening, because you exist in the eternal present. You exist only in this moment. You don't exist in the future. You don't exist in the past. You exist in this present moment. So when you are facing and experiencing resistance, that means the only thing you can possibly resist, especially in terms of time, is this present moment. And oftentimes we do that by looking at what is, and allowing that to affect us by what could be or what will be and what we desire to be, right? We're not looking at the future and getting excited about the future, because here's the thing. I know that you want to manifest your dreams. I know that you want the money in the bank. You want the relationship that you've always dreamed of. You want the family that you've always desired. You want the job that is going to be fulfilling and all of that, right? But what you have to learn and recognize is that what is actually making you feel good is moving towards the thing, not actually having the thing. Because think about all of the things that you have manifested in your life right now, all of the good, the great, amazing things that you were praying for yesterday, and now you have them. And yet and still you want more. And that's not a problem. That's actually how we're designed. We're designed to continually birth desire. We will never stop birthing desire until we transition into non-physical, right? We will never stop birthing desire. That is how the universe is created. That's how everything is made. So you actually will feel better by recognizing you're moving towards the thing than having the thing itself. So when you're resisting the present moment, you're pausing your momentum towards the thing that you desire. Does that make sense? You're rowing against the current. So in Matthew 6:27, it says, "Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life?" Think about that. Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? Can you? When you worry, when you are concerned about the things that you desire in life not manifesting, are you adding anything to your life? Have you created anything new? The only thing you create when you're in that space is a sense of peace, because you feel like you're moving towards, you feel like you're doing something. And so you're not just sitting around waiting, you're not activating patience. So you feel like you're in momentum, and so that's what allows you to feel better. But it's not real. It's not true. So resistance, right? We're talking about resistance. So psychologist Carl Rogers, on the paradox of change, says that the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. So the only way to change your reality is by accepting reality as it is and being fine with it. I accept it. This is what is okay. Think about when you're on a trip, right? Let's say, so I fly to LA often. I have a flight to LA, and I'm going from Miami, but I have a connecting flight in DFW, right? Now, my trip is to LA. When I land at DFW, I'm not mad about where I'm at. I'm not The entire trip, the entire journey to LA, I'm not upset like, oh my God, why am I not in LA? I'm not in LA. I'm not in LA. Talking about this is terrible. This is the worst trip ever. I'm not, or why am I not already in LA? You don't do that, right? Because it wouldn't be helpful. It wouldn't be productive. It wouldn't be a good use of your time. Basically, you're just being ungrateful for the time, the current circumstances. You're moving towards something. You're moving towards what you desire. And you just have to trust that it's going to happen. It will manifest itself. As soon as I am on the vibrational frequency to be able to experience that thing, I will experience it. So everything that you desire is because you believe you will feel better in the having of it. So the requirement is to feel better in order to have it. You think that the manifestation will make you feel better, but it's actually the other way around. Feeling better will make the manifestation. So you need to stop resisting in this present moment what is. What is. What is the path. What is the path. What exists is leading you toward what you desire. You are on the stream. You are in the river. You are flowing to the ocean of everything that you desire, that you have ever asked for. You ask and it is given. Knock and the door will be open unto you. You have already asked. You are experiencing negative situations and that causes you to birth a desire. I want something different than this. I want something different than where I am right now, right? That's constantly. That's what we do as humans. I want something different than what currently is, so I will move towards that. I will do everything to move toward that. And you do. And as you do, you feel better. You feel good in the momentum of it. So you're always asking. That is the ask. That's the step one. Step two is that it's answered. It's given. It's already created. It already exists, vibrationally speaking. It already exists. Because you see it. You manifested it. It's like, boom. It's like there. Then step three is to allow yourself to accept that it already is. To exist as though it already exists. Operate as though the thing that you want is already here. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. You ask, it's done. You asked, it is done. Stop resisting what is by trying to effort and trying to make stuff happen. It's not going to work. Trying to force your dreams is like yelling at your GPS when it's recalculating. Bro, it already knows the way. Just chill. It's already happening. What you desire is already manifesting. It's already in the works. Allow yourself to follow the path. It's the path of least resistance and the path of most allowance. Allow things to work as they will. Everything is working out for you. Everything is always working out for you until you decide that it's not. Now, what creates resistance? Fear. Fear is the number one cause of all negative circumstances. Fear. Fear creates resistance by tricking you into thinking you must control everything. Now, you might not recognize that you're in this place of fear, you're in this state of fear, but here's some examples of fear-based action. Obsessively checking progress, right? obsessively checking progress. When you're constantly like, oh, like, how's it doing? How's the thing? Is it working? Is everything good? Let me check in. Let me just make sure that it's all good, right? You just obsessively like, I got. Let me just see. Let me just watch. Do you know that observation changes results? There's a study. I wish I could bring it up, but if you've never heard, watch What the Bleep Do We Know? There's an amazing study in there. I think it's the second one or the one that they redid, but they're both good. You should watch them both. But What the Bleep Do We Know? There's a really, really powerful study, observation study that they do where they shoot these particles through a hole and they make waves, right? They show how waves operate and how particles operate. And when the particles operate, they can predict how it's going to go through these little slits, right? Because it's particles. And then when it's waves, it operates in a different way, right? And they can predict how the wave operates. But then what they do is they shoot one particle at a time, and they leave it alone. They shoot one single particle when it gets small enough, or in the quantum field, so to speak. They shoot it through, and it for some reason acts like a wave. When, like, these particles, they're little hard marbles. They act like waves. And so what they did, they couldn't understand why it was doing that. So they decided to put a camera to see how the particles were acting like waves. And when they observed to see the double slit experiment, thank you so much. When they watched to see how the particles were acting to be like waves, the particles went back to acting like particles, which means that and these are not intelligent particles, right? But that means that the universe changes based on when it's being watched. So when you obsessively check your progress, it stifles your progress. It stunts your growth. So you have to get out of your own way. Trust. It's about faith. Walk by faith, not by sight. Because when you look at things, it does not allow them to manifest. Have you ever heard the term "a watched pot never boils"? Because you sit there looking at the pot, and you could try it too. Like, it's just like you sit there looking at the pot, like waiting for the water to boil. And as soon as you look away, it's like, oh snap, wait, it's boiling. You just forget, and the universe does its thing. Allow yourself to have faith that you are on the path. You have asked, it is given. You have knocked, and the door will open unto you. You don't need to do anything else. It's done. All you need to do is just be cool, chill. Allow the universe to do what it does. Don't micromanage the universe. That's the lesson here. The Wright brothers faced resistance from skeptics, right? But they let faith guide their actions, right? Imagine if they resisted flying because of fear of failure. Imagine if the Wright brothers resisted flying because of fear of failure. What does that do? What does fear do? How is fear helping you? Only thing fear causes you to do is experience the negative situation twice. That's it. That's all fear does. Worrying just makes you experience the negative thing twice. Because worrying brings it about. The universe will support you in whatever you put your mind to. And if you put your mind onto fear, on things not manifesting, then the universe will support you in that. God will show you, okay, it's not going to manifest. That's what you have faith in. All right, cool. I'm not judging you. Whatever you want, man. Whatever you, you're the creator of your reality. Whatever you want, that's what's going to manifest. Everything that you want is on the other side of fear. That's Jack Canfield. You ever see a toddler trying to grab a cookie jar on the top shelf? That's us with resistance. Right? Ask and it is given. Knock and the door will be open unto you. I want you to drop the oars. Right now you're trying to paddle upstream. This is about the art of surrender, the art of allowing, let go and let God. Imagine you're in a canoe. Dropping the oars doesn't mean doing nothing. It means trusting the current to carry you. Why are you resisting? Because you have this idea that you're lazy. And lazy, we're actually not lazy. The mind is actually created to be lazy. We are made, the mind is developed to look for the path of least resistance. But we have gotten in our we've gotten in this fear mindset that, oh, people are going to judge us. People are going to say we're not doing enough. I'm not saying enough. I'm not being enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. That we have to effort. I got to look like I'm doing something. I got to try something. I got to be whatever. It's like, nah, man, I'm just going to do what I want. I'm going to do what I want and trust that everything is working out. Now, laziness is only real laziness is the fear of doing something. Right? That's why I talk often about following your excitement. Because when you're excited about something, there's no fear. The excitement is driving you. This thing is so exciting that I'm not even thinking about what bad could happen. I'm not going to manifest that. I'm not going to let that into my vibration. So you want to follow your excitement. You want to trust that your excitement is leading you in the right direction. This is exciting. Wow, this is exciting. All of a sudden, I'm excited to go here and do this. But the laziness, true laziness, is when you are not doing something out of fear. Laziness is not, oh, let me let go of the oars. Right? Laziness is actually, let me not even try to let me not try to manifest anything. Let me not follow any excitement, because what if it doesn't happen? That's laziness. People that when you're like, oh, there's a freeloader, like whatever, there's a lot of fear of not doing things. I'm scared to put my resume. I don't have anything to put on a resume, so I don't know, like, and I'm scared that they're not gonna hire me if I go to this job interview. I'm scared that they're not gonna do. That's laziness. To me, laziness is not, let me not do so much. Let me not try. I don't need to force everything. I don't need to force anything. Knowing when enough is not laziness. It's enough. I did enough. I did enough today. I could rest. I could rest easy. Right? So we gotta get clear on what laziness is. You're not lazy, and laziness is a lazy way of looking at laziness because your mind is developed to take the path of least resistance. That's what makes us human beings. Your mind is already like, okay, how can I make the most efficient by minimum input, the least amount of input, most amount of results, most amount of output. That's what driving cars is. Is driving a car lazy? Driving a car is lazy if you're scared to run. If you're scared of, oh, I could walk to the park. Oh no, all these other things, and I don't want to feel uncomfortable, and I don't. That's laziness. But it's not lazy to say, I'm gonna do the most efficient thing. This is the most efficient for me to get here, to do this thing, to get it done. That's not laziness. Knowing how to efficiently get something done is not laziness. And the most efficient way to get to your dreams is by allowing them to manifest. Allowing them. Not efforting, not trying, not, oh, I'm gonna force this thing to happen. No, it's already done, bro. As soon as you are feeling the resistance, you gotta get real keen on learning when you're being resistant. I gotta force this thing to happen. It's not going this way, right? Because a lot of times when we see a wall, it's actually not it's a wall, yes, because we're facing this direction. But if we just turn left or turn right, we'll see that the path continues. So we're like trying to force our way through this wall when the universe is telling us to turn, telling us to pivot. It's all good. I'm going to go this way now. Wusa, Tai Chi. Go with the flow. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Now, a lot of people tend to think that that means that's like anti-knowledge, that you shouldn't know things. But what it actually is saying is that sometimes things are working in service of you, and not, let me not say sometimes, all the time. The universe, God is working in service of what you want. But from your perspective, you can't see it. From the little that you understand about the situation, you cannot see it. And so you end up doing all of this stuff that messes it up. I've messed up that way so many times. I like look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't see all of the players. I didn't see all the pieces. I didn't see the moves. I didn't see, because I was so wrapped up in what is. So you have to allow the universe to do what it's doing, yo. The universe is the whole universe. The greater you that knows so much more than what you know and understands so much more, sees everything. Okay, this is going to happen, and then this person's going to walk out of this person's life, or this person's going to get fired, and it's going to leave space for this person to finally create that business of his dreams, and so on and so forth, right? Actually creating room for you to have everything that you want, and you just have to trust it's all working out. So I want you to really practice this. Just saying this, everything is always working out for me. 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 Everything is always working out. It's always working out. It's always working, always working. Everything is always working out for me. I want you to remember that. Everything is always working out for you. So get into the flow state. Surrender to the present moment. That is eternal. We live in the eternal present, and there is so much abundance here. More and more and more keeps being created. So I want you to journal today. Write a time where you finally drop the oars. Right? Get really clear. And know you're capable of doing this. You're capable of letting go of the oars, letting go of paddling so hard, just trusting that the current is going to take you to exactly where you want to go. So some signs of resistance are feeling stuck or frustrated despite effort. So if you're feeling stuck, right, maybe the universe is telling you to just stay put. Find something that allows you to enjoy where you're at. Enjoy this. I remember I used to go to the mall. I used to hate going to the mall with my mom because like she would just like be shopping and moving around and like doing all this stuff, and I used to just be like, oh my god, I want to go, I want to be anywhere but here. I used to just hate it. I used to hate it. And I remember one day I was like, wait a minute, I'm at a mall. I'm at a mall. I'm at basically the land of abundance. There's all types of clothes and shopping and all types of stuff. I was like, I'm looking at this all wrong. I get all this time, and I was like, and I had time to think. I would just walk off by myself and just like think to myself and like, manifest certain things and look at different outfits, try on clothes that I didn't need to buy and I wasn't gonna buy. But I just was manifesting things. I just started to realize, oh snap, like I'm at a mall. Why am I so annoyed about where I'm at? There's so much abundance here. Another sign of resistance is overthinking or over planning. Right? Just start. At a certain point, just start. Just start. You'll learn by doing. You'll build the plane on the way down. Constantly worrying about outcomes. Stop worrying about the outcome. Stop worrying about it. Stop worrying about the outcome. Because the outcome is not going to make you feel better. You think it's going to make you feel better. Thinking about the outcome, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that's going to feel good. Oh man, if this really does well, if the part works out. But then what you don't recognize is that after that outcome, you're going to be looking for another outcome. So you have to recognize the joy in the journey. So here's an exercise I want you to do. I want you to ask yourself, am I taking action from fear or faith? Am I taking action from faith or fear? Faith or fear? Is this action that I am taking out of faith, or is this action I'm taking out of fear? That's the only question you ever need to ask yourself. Is this out of faith or fear? Am I following my excitement? Am I excited about this? Is this exciting me to do? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to do that. I want to just get up and like work on this thing. I want to get up and like do this. I'm just so excited to do it. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my God, I'm so excited to go to work because I can't wait to be done with work so that I can come home and get this thing. I just am so excited. I'm so excited. Are you following your excitement? Or are you following your fear? Well, I don't really want to. I'm doing this because, well, if I don't do it, then like somebody's gonna be mad at me if I don't, and I don't really want to do it, but I feel like I have to, and I just got to da 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 and this and that. I want you to really, really get clear on it. You don't have to do anything about it right now. The first step is just knowing. This is out of fear. This is out of faith. And take at the end of the week, you could take a little tally to say, "Oh wow, I did a lot of things out of faith this week. I did a lot of things out of fear this week." I'm looking at my life in this fear faith binary to say, "Oh wow, like all of these things I said, all these things I did, I was like just trying so hard to get my friends to go on this trip, and like I was like getting mad at them because like what if they don't show up, like what if like this person not going to do that, and then I'm going to have to deal with that." There's so much fear-based decision, we don't even realize it because we think we're doing the out of the faith that something else. But as soon as you experience a negative emotion, just ask yourself, is this out of fear or out of faith? And what am I afraid of? What exactly am I afraid of? I'm afraid of this not manifesting the way that I want it to manifest. So what? So what? What if it doesn't? What if it does not show up the way that you want it to? Exactly the way that you want it to. You're going to be unhappy? Oh my God, now I'm going to be unhappy. Well, look, you're unhappy right now. So all you're going to do is just make yourself unhappy twice. It's just more unhappiness. Oh, if it doesn't work out, I'm going to be unhappy. Well, you don't seem very happy right now. So just be fine with what's going on. Be excited. Look at the things that excite you. What does worrying about anything do? Which of you, by worrying, has added 1 hour to your life? What are you worried about? Everything is always working out for me. Faith and fear both require you to believe in something that you can't see. Choose faith. That's Bob Proctor. Faith and fear both require you to believe in something you can't see. Choose faith. And a lot of us have faith. We think that we don't, but it's that your faith is actually misplaced in your fear. Many of us, we all have faith, but most of us, many of us have faith in what we fear. We trust what we fear more than what we trust what we have faith in. Isn't that kind of backwards, don't you think? What gives you the audacity to believe that what you fear is somehow more relevant or more true or more possible than what you have faith in? Who told you that? You just leaning on your own understanding. Oh, it's definitely gonna happen. Well, it's happened before. It happened to my cousin Sally. It happened to my Aunt Sue. It happened to Joe Blow over there. But is it true? Is it true? Or are you just manifesting it? Maybe Sally and Sue and Joe Blow all manifested it from fear. Maybe they didn't have faith. Maybe they didn't trust in the universe to give them what they desired. They didn't trust in their dream. Maybe that's the similarity there. And maybe what is required for you to have faith and for you to manifest your dreams is by trusting in what you have faith in, trusting your faith, trusting your trust. Don't trust your fear. Why? Why are you trusting your fear? And a lot of times we think about fear like, we think about fear and caution as the same thing. Now, it's something different to be cautious. Like, to be cautious is to be aware of circumstances not working out exactly as you'd hoped. Exactly as you'd hoped. It's just being cautious, right? It's not gonna work out, right? So being cautious is like locking the door when you leave home, right? You're not locking the door like, oh my God, if I don't lock the door, somebody's gonna break in and I'm gonna lose everything. That's the fear, right? But being cautious is being aware that, look, people can break into houses, so I'm gonna make sure to lock my door. Just being cautious, right? Exercising cautious. Being cautious is wearing a helmet when you ride a bike. It's not saying, oh, if I don't wear a helmet, I'm going to die and I'm going to get into a car accident and it's all going to, no, right? So being cautious is not the same as being afraid. Saying, okay, well, if this other circumstance happens, I'm going to take this aspect. Being cautious is having insurance, having car insurance. To say, okay, if I drive, then somebody will, I have an opportunity to pay where I don't have to pay everything out of pocket if I get into a car accident. That's not being like, oh my God, if I don't have car insurance, I'm going to get into a car accident. No, that's not the same thing, right? So recognize where you're exercising fear and you're exercising caution, okay? Just because you have caution does not mean you're afraid, and just because you're afraid doesn't mean you can't have caution. Or just because you don't have fear doesn't mean you can't have caution. Okay? And I think a lot of times, like, caution comes from recognizing the things that you're afraid of and saying that it's going to be okay either way. It's going to be all right. I'm going to work it out. I'm going to figure it out. There's a way around it. There's still a way towards what I desire happening. And there's never going to be a time where everything that I desire will be here at one present moment. No, there will never be a time like that, because that's not how life works. We don't want that. You are here to experience. You are here for the journey of life. You're not here to have everything that you manifested, then it's done. Like once it's over for you, it's over. It's over. I'm transitioning to the next life now. So recognize resistance, right? This is the framework for letting go. Recognize resistance. What I'm afraid of will what am I afraid will happen if I let go, right? This is a journal prompt that I want you to write down. What am I afraid will happen if I let go of control? Okay. Number 2, surrender to the flow. Number 3, take inspired action. Number 4, anchor in the present, right? So, number 1, I want you to journal. What am I afraid will happen if I let go of control? What am I afraid will happen if I let go of control? What am I afraid will happen if I let go of control? This is how we recognize resistance. Then, surrendering to the flow, we're going to surrender to the flow by reciting this daily affirmation. I release fear and trust the universe to guide me. I release fear and trust the universe to guide me. I release fear and trust the universe to guide me. Number 3, take inspired action. Act from alignment, not from desperation. ask yourself, does this feel joyful? Does this excite me? Am I excited to participate in this action? Number four, anchor in the present. Practice mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or meditation. That always anchors us to the present. I have this app that I talk about all the time called Mesmerize. I love it. It's like one of my favorite apps, truly. Simple app. It has a bunch of kaleidoscope visuals that you can look at to help get to a deeper place, to help trigger, or I guess, or trigger a different level. I don't know the scientific technical terms for it, but you can look at these visuals, and then it also has sounds that you can listen to, and then it also has narrations. And the narrations, they can be guided meditations, they can be sleep hypnoses, they can be stories, and so many other things that they offer. And sometimes I listen to it. I especially like to listen to it when I travel. When I'm going through the airport, I'll just play these affirmations that say, I am abundant and grateful for all the blessings in my life. Limiting beliefs are slipping away and being replaced by new inspiring ones. Right? And just says all types of beautiful affirmations like that. And there's so many other types. So that app is called Mesmerize. And I definitely recommend you doing it. I was listening to it this morning as I washed the dishes. And I just really love it. It just really puts me in a good place to just remember the positive aspects of life and to put me in a positive state so that I can vibrate and resonate on the same frequency of what I desire. And that's how what I desire manifests itself. So I encourage you to take a look at that app. But those are the four things, release resistance, to act from alignment, take inspired action, anchor in the present moment, and and recognize resistance or surrender to the flow. Sorry. So those are the four things that I'd like you to practice in order to get to a place where you're resisting less. Because we're looking at taking the path of least resistance and the path of most allowance, because we want to allow everything to manifest into your life. Somebody asked me to please repeat the 4 steps. So the 4 steps that we're taking are: 1 is to recognize resistance by journaling. We're going to journal. Yes, all of my live streams are saved. I sometimes post them to Instagram, but they always are on YouTube and Facebook. So if you want to go back and rewatch this live stream, definitely, please, I encourage you to go back, check it out. But yes, I will be posting this to Instagram as well. But anyway, so the 4 steps for our resistance practice are the art of allowing practice is: 1, recognize resistance; 2, surrender to the flow; 3, take inspired action; and 4, anchor to the present. And so 1, we're going to recognize resistance by journaling or writing or recording in whatever way. What am I afraid will happen if I let go of control? Number 2 will be surrender to the flow, and we're going to do a daily affirmation that says, I release fear and trust the universe to guide me. I release fear and trust the universe to guide me. Number 3 is we're going to take inspired action, not desperate action. We're going to take inspired action by acting from alignment. We're going to act from alignment, not desperation. We're going to ask ourselves, does this feel joyful? Is this exciting? Number 4 you're going to anchor yourself to the present moment by practicing mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or meditation. There's an app, there's two apps that I like to use. One is called Mesmerize, which I talked about, and that's a really awesome app. I listen to it truly all the time. I have my AirPods Max, and these are like noise canceling. I just be in my zone, you know. Like I put it on for work and whatever. And there's all these different sounds that you can listen to, ocean sounds. You can listen to music, all types of stuff. It's a great app, Mesmerize. It's one of my favorite apps. And then the other app is called One Sec. So One Sec is actually a productivity app that will that can also connect with another app called Structured. And I'll put all these apps in the description on YouTube. But there's another app called Structured that is like a schedule app. You know, it's just like to-do list, tasks, and whatnot. But when you're doing certain tasks, this app can communicate with another app called One Sec to stop you from engaging with certain apps, other apps. Like, so for instance, I have a habit of like just automatically going to Instagram. I'm sure a lot of you do. A lot of you are watching on Instagram. So yeah, like sometimes I'll just click Instagram and not even realize, and then I spend all this time on Instagram not even knowing. But what this app does is that it triggers instead. So once you try to open Instagram, it goes back to this One Sec app where it will say, it will like have a breathing exercise, or it will have like where a game where you have to like follow this button in order to be able to open Instagram. And if you click to open Instagram, it'll ask you your intention and what is your intention? Why are you going to Instagram? And if your schedule does not allow, like, so that's with One Sec. And then on Structured, it connects with Structured. So if the Structured app, on your calendar, you have some project that you're supposed to be working on, then it'll send you back to Structured and say, hey, you're not allowed to use Instagram until you finish this task. So I love these apps, honestly. Like, it really helped with productivity in a lot of ways. And there's also even one that's like, you know, like, so the guy shows up and he's like, you sure about that? You sure about that? And he'll just like, you know, kind of berate you if you try to open Instagram. So that's the three apps are Mesmerize for mindfulness, One Sec for productivity, and Structured for to-do lists and tasks. So that's all that. Y'all, this has been an incredible live stream, and I'm so grateful to be doing this here with you guys. You know, if you have questions, if you have thoughts, you know, concerns, fears, go to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like. It's I know Ace Anderson, or it's I am Ace Anderson. I don't know. I think it's either I know Ace Anderson or I am Ace Anderson on YouTube. You can just look up Ace Anderson. I'll probably show up. But all of my live streams are saved. You can go back, watch the other ones. Subscribe, leave your comments, subscribe to my channel. Let me know your thoughts. Would love to hear y'all. And I wanna be able to share topics that you guys are interested in learning as well. So I always take all the feedback. If there's things that you want me to talk about, things that you wish me to, you know, elaborate on, or things you want me to avoid or like talk more about, just leave them in the comments and I'll definitely get to it. I love y'all. Just like that, we are wrapping up another beautiful, fantastic session here on Ace Anderson Live. Big love, thanks, and shout out to each and every one of you who joined this morning. Your energy and insights light up this community and push us all to level up in every way possible. Now, don't forget, we're here every single Monday morning, bringing that heat to start your week off right. Now, if today's conversation got you fired up, inspired, or just curious to learn more, please drop a comment, share this stream, and tell a friend, because, you know, word of mouth is the best influencer. Please keep Ace Boogie in your thoughts and prayers, and I promise to do the same. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ace Shot That. Remember, we're on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Snapchat, on anywhere you get online. Follow your boy, and let's keep the A team growing strong. Until next time, y'all, remember to always align yourself with truth, trust, and patience. And I promise you will ace your life. Peace out, y'all.